Hey everybody, Dan here with KDR Custom Drum Recording, back with another video lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be discussing the applications of the double paradiddle in jazz drumming. Now if you're not into jazz, don't worry, the concepts discussed in this video can be applied to virtually any style of music. Now many younger drummers find themselves in a situation where they're called upon to play a short break, trade off with a band, or possibly even play an extended solo, and they don't know how to go about doing this effectively. The concepts discussed in this video will help you to write fills, phrases, and solos that aren't only musically effective, but also compelling to your audience. A sheet music for this lesson is available for download at www.kdrecording.com. Now before we get started, I'd like to briefly explain why the double paradiddle works so well in jazz. Jazz music's unique feel comes from its use of eighth note triplet patterns. When we look at the standard jazz ride pattern, you can see in beats 2 and 4 how these eighth note triplet groupings are applied. Commonly referred to as the swing feel, every quarter note can be subdivided into a group of eighth note triplets. An effective way of counting this is 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Looking at the rudimental form of the double paradiddle, we can see that it consists of 2 groups of 6 notes in 2/4 time. This is known as a sextuplet, which is a group of 6 equal values to be performed in the time normally allowed to 4. Because the double paradiddle consists of 2 groups of 6 notes for a total of 12 notes, we can break those groupings up even further into 4 groups of eighth note triplets. When we combine these 4 groups of eighth note triplets with the standard jazz ride pattern, you can see how they come into alignment perfectly. This makes the double paradiddle very useful in jazz drumming. Our first order of business is to become comfortable playing the double paradiddle in a jazz context. In order to do that, we're going to be playing the basic jazz ride cymbal pattern, 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, and 4 on the floor on the bass drum. Now if you're unfamiliar with the term 4 on the floor, in jazz that refers to the bass drum being played on all 4 quarter notes in 4/4 time. Now the practice routine calls for alternating between 2 bars of the basic jazz pattern and 2 bars of the double paradiddle pattern. While practicing this, you're going to want to focus on delivering clean and even strokes while maintaining the proper amount of spacing between notes. As always, you're going to want to practice with a metronome, and all of the examples on this video are demonstrated in the same manner at both 80 and 120 beats per minute. Now that you're comfortable playing the double paradiddle in a jazz context, let's go ahead and start breaking the rudiment down. In the section titled Accent Studies, we're going to be cycling through accents on every single stroke of the double paradiddle. In the drum set application section, we're simply moving the accents from the snare drum to the toms. Accents that were played with the right hand will be played on the floor tom, and accents that were played with the left hand will be played on the high tom. In the section titled Combinations, we're just going to begin combining snare, tom, and cymbal hits to add some variety to our phrases. Now our next section demonstrates a crossover pattern. While the pattern itself isn't very practical, it does open up many options as far as orchestrating phrases around the drum kit. In our final section, we're going to take all the techniques that we've applied to the double paradiddle, accenting different parts of the beat, combining tom, snare, and cymbal hits, and using the crossover pattern to orchestrate a 4-bar phrase. So there you have it, double paradiddle jazz. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and have fun coming up with your own fills and phrases. Remember to like KDR Custom Drum Recording on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to stay up to date. Thanks for watching.